next up, Manchester United?
To me, this is really straightforward. If Liverpool defend properly, they win this game comfortably. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, the last 3-4 times Liverpool are averaging 3 goals at Old Trafford in recent years. 3. So for them not to win this game means they're going to have to be terrible defensively. And unfortunately, as I've said a couple of minutes ago, they keep giving teams opportunities. But what you can't do is you can't go away from home to Old Trafford and give Manchester United anything for free, because it just gives them something to cling on to. If this is toe-to-toe football match, Liverpool wins the game. If you give Manchester United something to cling on to, they'll cling on to it. And they're also going to have 50,000 people helping them to cling on to it. So if Liverpool defend properly, Liverpool wins this game comfortably.
Well, you've talked about the Old Trafford factor recently and what it can do, especially when it's a team like Liverpool. We're going to take a look at Manchester United against Liverpool. Recent results at Old Trafford here.
I mean, look at that, Craig. 13 goals in the last 4 visits.
Yeah, that FA Cup game was crackers. The 4-3 looked like it was going to penalties till that goal right at the death. And look, we gave, and rightly so, we gave United a barrel load of credit for the way they hung in there and how clinical they were. But if you actually look back at the game, particularly the second half, there was a 20 to 25 minute period where Manchester United barely laid a glove on Liverpool in the middle of the park. The fact that the game was able to go the distance it went was because Liverpool was so sloppy and wasteful in the final third, right? And Salah was the main culprit, by the way, in that. He just come back from injury, but he was one of the main culprits. And so the 4-on-2s and the 5-on-2s that they had that they didn't take advantage of came back and bit them big time in the backside. And that will happen again at the weekend if they do the same thing, which is, you know, it's got to be fresh in Klopp's mind to say, listen, we cannot do at Old Trafford what we did. You know, the way they dominated in the middle of the park in the second half was scary. I mean, the rotation and the way that they passed it around in the little triangles, and I expect something similar. But as I said, this United side, as bad as they are, it's back to the wall stuff again. I mean, how many times this season? But it is. If they can't get up for this one.
Talking about it being back to the wall stuff, Frank, the fact that they lost this game, Manchester United, to Chelsea tonight, does that play any part in what's going to happen at Old Trafford on Sunday? Does it affect this game in any way?
For sure, and not in a bad way for Manchester. In a very good way. I think they will have to react, and they know they play against their main rival, so they're going to be up for it, and they're going to fight like very hard. And maybe they would have won against Chelsea. They would have been a little bit more relaxed because less pressure. But they know that they cannot do what they showed when they show what they did today and show to the world. They have to react. It's Manchester United overall. They have to show against Liverpool that they have to be better. And it's a big game. They're not going to be as bad as today, and it's going to be troubles for Liverpool. But I'm with Craig. If Liverpool plays the way they should play, if they don't get sloppy, they're going to win that game.
Are you concerned this could be a factor, United's loss tonight?
Not really. No, I kind of look at it the opposite way to Frank. You know, when you lose a game like this, somehow you feel a little bit more tired. And I know it's Liverpool and you should get up for it, but I think it takes a little bit out of you. So I'm not concerned. Listen, had it been 5-0, had Manchester United lost 4 or 5-0, I think that's when the opposite thing happens. Because you're embarrassed, then it makes a difference when you walk in the next game. I think when you lose a game like this, I think it takes it out of you a little bit more. Just a little bit more. So I'm not worried about a backlash. I'm actually 100% confident that this is in Liverpool's hands. And I don't think what Man United do is going to influence this game. It's going to be what Liverpool maybe don't do. It's going to decide who wins or whether they get a result out of this.
Well,
listen, hold on. Varane, probably not going to be available.
Johnny Evans ain't got
Johnny Evans came on 20 odd minutes. Cav, I think it was, had to go off.
Manu looked tired tonight, didn't he?
You know, Casemiro can't get around. You know, they've already got the injuries at the back to Lindelof and Shaw and Malacia and others. They've got the back line was Martinez. The back line was already struggling. We've got a goalkeeper who's not playing particularly well, if we're being honest. The shots he saved tonight were the ones that he should have saved, straight at him. And certainly the first Chelsea goal went right under him, so he's not exactly filling anybody full of confidence. Højlund run about up front, and I know, you know, Rashford was left out tonight. Ten Hag said he was giving them a rest. Is anybody batting an eyelid? You know, even if Rashford wasn't on the bus, nobody'd really bat an eyelid. So it's in Liverpool's hands. You know, at the end of the day, it's not a Man United side that's going to scare anybody at Old Trafford. Nobody. So it's what Liverpool do. If they do what they're really, really good at, they will put this team to bed pretty early. If they don't, they might suffer the same fate as they did in the FA Cup.
Now, the title is in Liverpool's hands right now, and when it comes to the odds, they are the favourites. Manchester City, second favourites, even though they are third in the table. And then, of course, Arsenal follows. Where are we standing on this right now, Frank?
Well, I changed my mind because I always put City until the last game that City play against Arsenal. I put them as favourites, but I still think that City is going to finish before Arsenal. It's crazy because you can see that, and today we saw that with Liverpool, we saw that yesterday with Man City. I think Arsenal are very strong defensively. With Gabriel and Saliba, they can secure, they can get clean sheet, where the other teams are struggling to not concede goals. But offensively, I feel the other more armed than Arsenal. So I see Liverpool because there is something special there coming up. As I explained, yeah, they can struggle, they can be open sometimes against even Sheffield United. But we all know that they will react. They will get something, maybe it's called pride, which make them reacting well. So I see them finishing first, City second, and Arsenal third.
Yeah, like tonight, Stevie, it might not be comfortable, but they might come out on top anyway.
Well, they've kind of done that most of the season. Most of the season, something's been put in their way, whether it's an injury or whatever it may be, and they've come up with an answer, the same way they did tonight. But the fact is, in their hands, I guess. Listen, whether it was if Arsenal or City had been sitting at the top of the league and been in the position they're in, I would make them favourites. The fact that Liverpool are sitting top, they have to be favourites. It's theirs to lose. Just that's the truth.
It would be some achievement, though, would it not? And I'm not, you know, I've no dog in this race, really. I mean, Liverpool, Arsenal, City. You know, Arsenal and City were both up there neck and neck last year until the Saliba injury and a bit of tiredness. And we know how strong City were, you know, winning FA Cup, the league and the Champions League, blowing everybody away, blew Real Madrid away, and that's going to be a great tie coming up in the Champions League, which is taking a slightly different turn because, you know, Real Madrid are playing well and City, they're sort of up and down a little bit. But for Liverpool to come back from where they were, and also to play a lot of this season, and I know a lot of teams have had injuries, and Frank mentioned the Arsenal back four, which, by the way, at the weekend was incredible, particularly the two centre-halves. And Liverpool have been the opposite. You know, you look at their back four during a lot of this season, it's been decimated. Centre-halves, full-backs, goalkeeper, you know, the Asian Cup, the African Cup of Nations, they were affected by all these things, and yet they're top of the league coming from where they were. And if Klopp was to pull this off, particularly with two really strong teams neck and neck, it's not like there's only one team, there's two strong teams in there, I think it would be by far, in a way, his best achievement, not only at Liverpool but in football. It would be unbelievable. But there's a long way to go.
Long way to go.